So first, I make a building, which is the CBA building. And then I add a router, which is the 2811 router. And then I add a switch which is 2950P. And then I add a N devices, which is the 5 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 pieces. And then let's connect the PC from PC to 0 to switch. So connect the other PC to the switch, and then that's it. So let's connect the switch to the router. Then already arrange yung sana ko. And then I put a IP address to the PC, and then the IP address is 192.168.1.2, and then the submit mask, and then the default gateway it should be 192.168.1.1, and then I'll just copy it, and then this is the IP address of the PC1. So let's go to the PC2. Then the stock IP configuration is that 192.168.1.3. So the default gateway is ako na siyang copy paste ako copy kanina. And then so next PC is should be 4, then the default gateway is more lagi hapon. Ako lagi po siyang copy paste. And let's go to another PC. IP configuration should be 5, and then the default gateway is same lagi hapon kanina akong copy paste. And then last PC is the IP configuration. The IP address I changed it to 6, and then the default gateway is same lagi hapon. And then let's go to the router IP configuration. Pass Ethernet 00. Then the IP address of the router should be the default gateway of the PC. So the default gateway is 192.168.1.1, and then the submit mask, and then let's turn it on. And then exit. So let's check it if it is connected from PC0 to the router. So the result is, oh, it's successful. And then PC4 to PC1. So successful. So let's add another building, which is the CAS building. So let's add a router. Same gapon sa router 1 ganyan. So 2811 router. Then let's add a switch, 2090 router, and then let's add again the 5 N devices, which is the 5 PCs. 5 PC. So there we go. And then let's connect them to the switch. So connect, then last is connect to the switch. So let's connect the switch to the router. Then let's go to the IP configuration. And then the IP address should be 192.168.2.2. The first one is, I know, the default gateway should be 192.168.2.1. So let's copy this. Then let's move to the next PC. So the IP configuration, let's just change it to 3, and then the default gateway. And then next PC, let's change it to 4. And then default gateway is copy paste lagi mo. Then the next PC, change it to 5. And then the default gateway is same lagi hapon. And then the desktop IP configuration is 6. And then the default gateway is copy paste lagi hapon. Then after that, let's go to the router. Then configure it for the fast Ethernet. So the IP address we're going to use in the router, the same gateway we used in to this PC. So the IP address is the default gateway. So let's turn it on. And then so let's try. So PC5 to PC7 is successful. And then let's do it again from PC7 to PC9. The result is successful. From PC6 to the router, it's successful. So it's successful. And then from the router to PC6, it's successful again. So let's try to configure the two routers, which is the router 0 and the router 1. So let's turn it off, and then let's use FAT WIC1P, and then turn it on, and then go to the another router, physical, turn first the router, and then let's add it 2 WIC, then one, and then another IP, WIC. And then turn it back on, and then let's go to the router 0. So configure it. The serial is 00, and then the clock upgrade is to 8000. And then the IP address we're going to use is that 192.168.10.1. And then the submit mask is same as kanina. Then let's turn it on. And let's go to the another router 1. So let's configure it. Then let's clock it to 120,000. Let's change it. And then IP address is 192.168.10.2. Then the submit mask, and then let's turn it on. And then exit. And then we're going to use a serial DCA cable to connect the two routers, which is the 000 and 000. So let's try to send a message with if the two routers are connected from router 0 to router 1. The result is successful. And then let's reverse it again from router 1 to router 0. So the result is successful. Then let's go to the router configuration IP root. dot space dot 192.16. Then change IP root 0.192.168.10.3, and then exit. Then configure from console to console. Let's go to the router 1, then the IP root 0.0.0.0 space at 0.0.0.192.168.10.3. So enter and exit. Then configure this on console to console. So let's try to check from router to 0 to router 1. It's successful. From router 1 to router 0, it's successful. Let's send it from PC4 to PC5, so it's successful again. So let's put a IP address again, and then turn it on. So para ma-connected sila balik, so let's try to send a from router to router, so successful. So from PC5 to PC4, successful. So from PC2 to the router 1, so it's successful. So from router 1 to PC1, it's wait, di kayo na loading. So it's successful. So let's add another building again. So una tong task of ang kuan, this building is connected na. So let's add an XIP building. So let's add a router again, the 2811 router, which is the router 2, and then let's add a switch, which is 250T, and then let's add 5 and devices, which is the 5 PC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 PC. Okay, arrange natin ito may. And then let's connect them PC to the switch, connect, and connect the third PC, connect to the fourth PC to the switch, and then 5 PC to the switch again. So let's try to connect the switch to the router, and then let's go to the IP address 192.168.3.2. So the gateway is the 192.168.3.1. So let's copy. Then for the another PC, let's put a address. It should be 3. So default gateway is equal to copy paste. So add another IP address again. So let's change it to 4, and then the default gateway for yung copy. Copy paste. Then next PC is let's change it to 5. So 192.168.2. Change it to 5. Then default gateway. Kaya mo rin ito copy again. Hindi ako lang paste. So from the last PC is the IP configuration. Let's change it to 6. And then the default gateway is mo rin ako. Let's go to the router. So configuration. Then let's add a slot first to the physical. Let's turn it off, and then add a 2W1 IC. So slot to the router, and let's turn it back on. So let's wait because it's loading. So okay, gakuan pa siya, garan pa siya. So fast Ethernet is 00, and then the IP address we're going to use is the default gateway of the PC. And then for the CIT building, it should be 192.168.3.1. Submit mask, and then let's turn it on, and then exit. And then just wait for the result, and then let's go to the 000. Let's change it to 128,000 o'clock 8. Then the IP, let's go first to the router 1, which is the CAS building, and then serial. Let's change it to 128 sun, and then the IP address should be 192.168.20.1, and then the IP address, and let's turn it back on. Then exit, and then let's go to the router 2, 0, 0, 1, 0, and calculate is the 128,000, and then the IP address is that 192.168.20.2, and then submit mask is sign on, and then exit. So let's connect it, the two routers using a serial DCA cable, router 1 to router 2. So from CAS building to CIT building. So that's it. So 00101. So okay, and then let's go to the IP route. So the IP route here is to connect the router 1 and router 2 is you need to go to the IP route 0.0.0 space 0.0.0.192.168.3.20.3. There yun. I-exit na natin, then configure this to from console to console. Let's go to the router 2. The IP route here is 0.0.0 space 0.0.0 space 192.168.20.3. So let's exit this and then configure it from console by console. Then let's check it first when the result is good. And then let's try to send a message from router 1 to router 2, which is the CAS building to CIT building. The result is successful. So let's try it to send a message from PC6 to PC10. Let's try PC6 from PC10. It's successful. So reverse it from PC10 to PC6. The result is successful. So PC8 to PC11. PC8 to PC11 is already successful, and then let's reverse it from PC11 to PC8. It's successful. So the two routers are already connected, and then let's add another building, which is the CAD building. the college education building. So let's add another router again. Then let's add a switch to 9. And then let's add 5 PC again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 PC. So yung natuon ko siya sa buong compressed sa ganina. And then after this, let's connect them from switch, from PC to switch, PC to switch, PC to switch, and then PC, then switch. So let's connect the switch to router. The router, and then before that, let's add a slots. Then let's off the router. Then let's add 2 slots. Then WIC, and then let's turn it back on, and then let's add a IP address on the PC. So 192.168.4.2. The subnet mask is that. The default gateway is 192.168.4.1. Then let's just copy it para ma-paste siya sa tikas na PC. So the IP configuration is 192.168.3. And then let's change it to 4 for the next PC. And then default gateway copy paste the Then let's change it to 5. And then the default gateway mo So from the last PC is let's change it to 6. And then ang default gateway mo copy paste. Then next, let's add a IP address to fast Ethernet. And then the IP address that we are going to use is for the college education building is that one. Then submit mask, let's turn it on. Then for the 000, the appropriate is 128,000. And then 192.168.30.2. And then submit mask, turn it on, and then exit. So the green na yung arrow. Then let's connect the two routers again. So let's go to the CLI, which is the IP root 0.0.0 space at 0.0.0.192.168.30. Dot the 3. Then exit, and then configure console by console. Then let's go to the another router. Then let's go to the CLI. Then the IP root is that 0.0.0 space at 0.0.0.192.168.30.3. So exit, and then configure it from console by console. Then let's try sending a message from router 2 to router 3. It's successful. So let's reverse it from router 3 to router 4. So it's successful. And then from router 3 to router 2, it's successful. So let's start the PC 11 to PC 15. So the result is successful. So let's reverse it from PC 15 to 11. It's successful. Then let's try it from here, from this PC to this PC. So let's try. So it's successful. So next is let's add again another building, which is the CentBus. And then let's add a 2811 router again. Then let's add a switch, which is 2950 switch. And then let's add a 5 PC again. 2, 3, 4, and 5 PC. Then let's connect the 5 PC with the switch. Connect the 3 PC, connect, and then last is to connect it to the switch. And then let's connect the switch to the router. So let's try to put a IP configuration. Let's put it so 192.168.5.2. So the default gateway is 192.168.5.1. So let's just copy it para ma-paste sa speakers. So from PC2, so change it to 3. Then sa katlong PC, let's change it to 4 IP configuration and copy paste sa default gateway. From 4 PC is that IP configuration, let's change it to 5, and then default gateway copy paste sa For the last PC is IP address, let's change it to 6, and then default gateway maring hapon. Okay. So let's off the router. Let's add 2 slots. 1, then 2 slots. So 2 slots. Then turn it back on, and then go to the serial 01.0. Change it the 128,000 copy. Then the IP address is should be 192.168.40. That 1. Then let's turn it on, and then let's go to the router 4. So configure it, fast Ethernet, and the IP address. This router is 192.168.5.1. The IP address from router 4 is the same as the default gateway of the PCs in CentBus building. Then submit mo, turn it on, then exit. Ayan. If kung mobile mo na siya, so ito na siyang i-connect na lang. So let's connect the 2 routers using this cable. Okay. So let's check it on. Okay. Let's change it with upgrade 22,000. Then the IP address 192.168.192. Just wait. So 192.168.40.2, and then submit mask, and then let's turn it on, and then let's go to the IP root, which is the 000 space 000 and then 192.168.40.3, then exit, and then configure it from console by console. Then let's go to the CLI router 4, and the IP root is 000 space 000 space 192.168.40.3. So exit, and then configure it from console by console. So let's try to send it a message from SIMPAS building. So router 3 and router 4 is successful. And then let's try to send a message from PC16 from PC20. PC16 from PC20, it's successful. So from PC20 to PC16, it's successful. Then from PC21 to PC15, so it's successful. So let's reverse this from 15 to 21. So it's successful. Then to this PC, the router is successful. And then let's add an access point. The access point. And then change it a Norso Wi-Fi. So I name it a Norso Wi-Fi. And then I add again a, just wait. Let's connect any devices such as PC, laptop, smartphone. Oh wait, where's the smartphone? A wireless tablet, and then the smartphone, which is a smart device. So uh, let's add again a switch, to an FTP switch, and then let's also arrange. No. And then let's go to the router, configure it fast Ethernet, and then change it to 192.168.6.1, and then submit it on, and then should be the IP address for the default gateway of. Then wait, the end devices. So the wireless fidelity, I know. So let's put, wait, this is the access point and the ID. So let's change it to Comtech. Then the WEP, and then the password here is 12345678890. And then after this is, wait, there's a trouble here. And go to the WEP, and then 12345678890. Comtech. So then let's go to the physical. Let's move. Let's join the power up first. Then let's remove this, and then let's add a WMP300N, and then let's try it back on, and then let's add a port and IP address. So putahan to siya, para to siya na static. Then 192.168.6.2 mo na yung IP address. So ang default gateway is 192.168.6.1. So i-copy rin hapon, and then go to the wireless, then change it to Comtech. No, default, and then ato ang ikuan is Comtech. Ato mo niya ang name Comtech, and then set it to WEP, and then the password is 12345678890. After this is look at again Comtech, and then WEP, then the password is 12345678890. And then for the smartphone is, let's go to wireless, and then change it to Comtech, the ID. This is the ID, and then WEP, then change it to 12345678890. This is the password. Then the IP address. The IP address is static 192.168. Is then 4, then the default gateway 192.168.4. Then WEP wireless Comtech 123456890. So let's go to the tablet. So IP configuration static 192.168.6.5, then default gateway. Then configure it from wireless. Let's change it to Comtech. Comtech. So ato na siya i-change ang atong ID of Comtech. Then yun, iset na to siya sa WEP, and then the password is 12345678890. Then exit. So to connect the all parts of this task is go to the, wait, let's go back to the tablet. So do it again, the password is 12345678890. Exit, exit. Okay. So tapos ay arrange ang switch. So let's connect the router for the switch, and switch to the access point TP. So ato na siya i-connect sila tulo. And then i-arrange na ito rin upat ka devices. So Nag-green na sila, so let's try sending it from router to the access. Wait. From PC25 progress to, wait. Sorry sir for the local because I use only a cell phone to record it. And then, so let's try sending it. Router to PC25 is successful. So let's try from laptop to PC21. It's successful. So let's send again. From tablet to PC0 to PC20. It's successful. So let's try to send another message from the CBA building to PC4 to smartphone is from the Northern Wi-Fi is successful. So from the smartphone to Northern Wi-Fi to PC4, the result here is successful. Smartphone to PC4. So successful. Let's try another building from building CED. Send it to Northern Wi-Fi tablet. So PC6 to Northern Wi-Fi tablet. It's successful. So let's try to send from the SINPAS building to the CAS building. It's successful. So let's try another building. So from the CAS building, PC5, from CAS building to the College of Education, which is the SENT building. Said building is PC5 to PC16. It's successful. Then let's try again from SENPAS building, PC21 to College of Education building, which is the SENT PC15. PC21 to PC15 is successful. From the CIT building, from PC11, let's send it to North Wi-Fi, which is the laptop. It's successful. From PC11 to laptop, it is successful. Let's send again a message from the tablet PC2 to the CAS building, PC6. It's successful. From tablet to PC6, successful and result. So, and again, CAS building to CIT building, it's successful. So PC11 of the CIT from PC5, wait, okay, successful and result. And then, from the CAS build, from the CAS building PC6 to CB building PC4, so successful. PC6 to PC4, successful. So, that's it for today, sir. Thank you.